Jason Jones coming to you from Pearl Harbor, the USS Arizona Memorial, with my partner, Max Jones, my son, and we're here to recommend a film that we watched last night. For me, it was like the 100th time I watched it. It's a beautiful film called Little Boy. It's set in Southern California during World War II. It stars big stars like Emily Watson, Michael Rappaport, Kevin James, Eduardo Verástegui, one of my favorite actors, David Henry, Jacob Salvati. Little Boy is a family-friendly film set in Southern California during World War II. There are a lot of elements to this film that I could talk about. But what I really want to share is, I think, what is a unique observation, because I happen to be friends with the writer and director Alejandro Monteverdi. Alejandro wrote and directed Bella, a film that I was a part of, and he also produced with me a short film called Crescendo. Alejandro is an immigrant to the United States of America from Mexico, and he really loves this country. And so Little Boy is a love letter. It is really a love letter from Alejandro to the United States. But it deals with some of the most difficult realities of American history. It deals with racism. Cary Tagawa, by the way, another big star who I forgot to mention, wonderful man. Cary Tagawa plays an elderly Japanese man in the Southern California town who has to suffer racism. It deals with racism. It also deals with the droppings of the atomic bombs on Nagasaki and Hiroshima. And this week is the anniversary of the droppings of the bombs on Little Boy and Fat Man. But it does so in an understanding way. It doesn't erase the shame of racism, but it helps us understand how somebody could hold and actually have sympathy for the character in the film that is a bigot. And he's cruel. He's a cruel man. He's a bigot. But by the end of the film, you really have empathy for him and sympathy for him. It also looks at the dropping of the atomic bomb, and it doesn't let you turn away. You have to see the devastation that was caused by the bomb that ended the war. Little Boy is a beautiful film. It's an entertaining film. It's one of those films that is going to take your breath away. Alejandro also made that film really to be a love letter to his father, because he had such a strong relationship to his father. And I'm going to wrap the film up to you in a nutshell, because there are tourist groups that are coming and going. We've tried to shoot this film like 10 times, and you're going to about to see 20 Japanese tourists walk by. So before that happens, I just want to wrap the film up. I'm going to give you a quick synopsis of the film. It's about a little boy whose father has to go to fight in World War II because his brother David, played by David Henry, London, has flat feet. And so his father, Michael Rappaport, has to go and fight. But this breaks this boy's heart because he's picked on for being tiny, hence he gets the nickname Little Boy. His father's his best friend. And he gets it in his mind that if he's a do-gooder around town, that God will answer his prayers to end the war. And encouraged by his priest, he befriends the elderly Japanese man in town, played by Cary Tagawa, who he calls the Jap. But Cary Tagawa quickly corrects him and says, the name is Hashimoto. Well, this little boy, together with his friend, Hashimoto, played by Cary Tagawa, is trying to, is doing good around town, is praying, doing everything he can to end the war, to bring his father home. There's a beautiful, there are twists and there are turns. But what is beautiful about this film, again, is that it's a love letter to the United States. It's a love letter to America from an immigrant. It really is also an homage to Norman Rockwell. There's so many layers to this film, but I know that I only have like less than 3 minutes to hold your attention. So this week, on the anniversary of Nagasaki and Hiroshima, with North Korea in the news and the talk of nuclear missiles and nuclear war, how do you talk about this with your children? I think Little Boy is a great way, a great start. So go get Little Boy. I know it's on Amazon, Netflix, and Vimeo, and other places. But this is Jason Jones for the Empathy Generating Machine on Scenes Media. I hope the wind and the tour groups didn't drown me out. And until next week,